Hello and welcome to Litwick Town's Week 1 battle against the Kirlia Kiel, coached by Evelyn. H2O drink it, her links will be down in the description. As I've said, she's a great battler, proven in the format, and she has good content on her channel, so go ahead and check that out. So yeah, she has brought to the table Delmise, Zygarde, Zapdos, Starmie, Diancie, and Gallade. Kind of what I expected, pretty much. I did kind of see Magmortar or Meloetta potentially coming, but this lineup doesn't surprise me too much. I'm expecting some kind of Z-Bulk up Gallade, like a Rock Polish setup, very offensive Diancie, offensive Starmie of some description, whether it be Scarf, Life Orb, or Specs, a defensive Zapdos, some kind of setup Zygarde, whether it be Dragon Dance or Coil, and like a utility Delmise with Spin. It's probably what I expect, and for leads, I'm not really sure. I'm looking at our team, I can't see a distinct lead, so I decided to lead with Scizor because Scizor has a pretty good matchup against everything that isn't called Zapdos. So we're going to lead with Scizor, and let's just go how the battle panned out. Scizor comes in, and she leads with Delmise, which is interesting. It gives me a good opportunity to knock off turn 1, which is what I do, in case she switches out, and we get a lot of damage off. We get a big 70% chunk off this, which proves it's pretty bulky, but not bulky fully. We get rid of the Assault Vest, so that confirms my things, and she reveals HP Fire, which doesn't even do half to a special defensive Scizor. I'm going to click Knock Off again, in case she switches, just to get rid of the item. It kills the Delmise turn 1, and we are up 6-5 turn 1, which is amazing. It's a good confidence booster, that's for sure. She brings in Starmie. I'm fearing HP Fire or some kind of offensive specs, or analytic or something. She goes for Hydro Pump. I bring in Swampert. I'm mixing my noms up right now. It does a lot of damage, but it's manageable. She reveals Life Orb as well. She misses a Hydro Pump, which is a real shame, because I get a good chunk of Earthquake damage off, which proves it's clearly offensive and no defense investment whatsoever. Another Hydro takes me low. I overpredict here. I go for Rocks, expecting her to preserve her Starmie for later on. She doesn't, but that's fine, because Rocks are still useful against her team, and she can't spin them away because Delmise is dead. Here she goes for Rest, which is strange, interesting. I like it because it proves she's natural cure. She has to be to get rid of their status on switch, and I get a good chunk of Earthquake damage off. I expect to switch here, so I double myself. I go into Scizor, which is a misplay because I should have seen Zapdos coming in as a clean middle ground against my team to do pretty well. Besides, regardless, we still go into Scizor, and it's not too bad. We do have to switch though, because Heat Wave will probably kill us from this range if offensive. We haven't seen if this is defensive yet, so I can't take any chances. I go into Latias to sponge any sort of hit this thing can go for, and she gets a bad and pass off, which is really bad. It puts us on the back foot early. The momentum is in her court, clearly, and I'm forced to switch because Gallade's knockoff still does over half, even with Z move. I go into Sylveon. Sylveon tanks any hit this thing has to go for, and she goes for the safe knockoff. Get rid of my leftovers. Minimal damage. No move, no item shows possibly Z move. Here I overpredict. I click Toxic. I shouldn't have. I should have expected her to stay in and Poison Jab. But I thought she would switch and try and preserve the Gallade to not take a huge hit from Hyper Voice. But she had seen already that I'm defensive from the knockoff damage, and she didn't really have a lot of reason not to try and break this thing down, so Zygarde had an easier time cleaning my team. So yeah, that's kind of bad, because now I'm forced to switch with Sylveon, because I need it for Zygarde. It can still live 1,000 arrows hit. So I go into Swampert as fodder. We've already got the numbers advantage, so I don't mind foddering it too early. I actually live a Poison Jab, which is kind of funny. Didn't expect Swampert to live that at all, but it did. So knockoff comes out. That's fine. Swampert goes down. Gallade has picked up a kill already, and nothing can kill on my team that outspeeds it, so I have to go to Scizor. I think it's already done its job. I want the chip with Bullet Punch, so Terrakion can clean. A roll for Close Combat to kill here. However, Z Close Combat is a very clean kill, and that's a dead Scizor, I'm afraid. Z moves are pretty good. So I'm just going to go into Terrakion here. Pretty safe. I want to just revenge with Scarf Earthquake. She doesn't know I'm Scarfed from this because I outspeed naturally, but she can probably presume I'm Scarfed based on the way I brought it in. And she does bring in the Zygarde, actually, in fact, my bad, because it's a pretty free setup, because Earthquake won't do much to this. This thing is quite bulky, and I'm forced to switch. I make the offensive switch into Liepard, expecting the Dragon Dance, and here I make a big misplay. I expected the Dragon Dance, make the offensive switch, and I want to click Encore to lock it into Dragon Dance to punish this thing. However, I spaced completely. Zygarde learns Extreme Speed, and I completely forgot about this, so I end up locking her into Extreme Speed. She out-prioritizes Prankster, of course, with Extreme Speed, and that's kind of bad, because Liepard did nothing this game. I don't get to trap Starmie, I don't get to punish other things. Liepard dies. But it is locked into Extreme Speed. I thought I was going to get swept here, but I can still switch into Terrakion quite safely, tank in Extreme Speed and do some good damage in return. She switches into Starmie as fodder, which is fair enough, because I could have clicked anything like Stone Edge, and Starmie will die, which is good. Terrakion picks up 2 kills now. So I'm forced to switch, obviously, because I'm locked into Earthquake and she has a free switch into Zapdos. I'm going to switch into Latias, because our win condition, this is our only chance to set up. The Zapdos is a very passive mon, it's going to roost here as you'll see, and this is my one chance to get my Calm Mind, my subs up, and potentially stored power my way to victory. She has to switch, obviously Zapdos too passive, and she goes into Diancie, which is a big offensive threat, but I do get up a sub. And obviously we're going to click Calm Mind here. This is a speed tie between us two, and we do lose the first one. The Moonblast comes in, breaks the sub, and we Calm Mind up. Now, I have to click my Z move here. I have to, because I can't kill it otherwise, and I will take a big chunk from Moonblast. I'd lose another speed tie, which is a big shame. Because now, of course, Shattered Psyche, whatever, will kill the Mega Diancie, which is good. However, Zygarde can now revenge with Extreme Speed, whereas if I had not lost that speed tie, it wouldn't have been as clean, and I would have got some more chip off. Now, that's not too bad. It's manageable. The crit obviously did not matter. However, I thought I was in a pretty bad spot right now, because I can't kill with Sylveon Hyper Voice. There's no way I can do it. So I have to click Wish here. I do live 1,000 arrows from this point, barring crits, which is good, and I Wish up. Now this is a big 50-50 play, so I'm going to pause. If she expects me to protect, which I might not even have, if she expects it, then she will click Dragon Dance to do as much damage as possible, and I lose if that happens. So I decide to make the risky but offensive play and not protect, just go straight for a Hyper Voice, expecting her to Dragon Dance, and it works out, because we get a huge chunk of damage off. 84%, which leaves it very low, and after the Wish comes back to us, we can live a plus 1,000 arrows, so we're in a pretty good spot right now, because we can kill it off with Hyper Voice. And that momentum has kept me in the game. It looks like it's possible that maybe we've won our week 1 battle. Time will only tell, because she only has a Zapdos left, and I have a Choice Scarf Terrakion which can lock into Stone Edge. She brings in Zapdos, of course. Thunderbolt is going to cleanly KO Sylveon easily from here, of course, no matter whether she has special attack investment or not. And I bring in Terrakion. Now, all we have to do is hit a Stone Edge once, and we're free. However, we miss 80%, and her Thunderbolt comes in, and it paralyzes us, which is huge, because that kind of changes the outcome of the game. Of course, because Thunderbolt is a 3-hit KO for her, but she does have a Charty Berry, which means Stone Edge is a 2-hit KO. All I had to do was land 2 Stone Edges and not get paralyzed or crit once, and we would have won this game. But of course, as it is, she's just revealing her Charty Berry right now. It does mean we lose 1-0 to Evelyn, which, honestly, I'm okay with this outcome. A lot of people might not be too happy with this, like hacks, but I don't mind. I'm happy we gave Evelyn a good close game, a good run for our money with a 1-0 loss. I wasn't confident coming into this battle, but I'm glad we managed to pull out what we did, which is only a 1-0 loss, and a very close, very fun game. I enjoyed it. I hope she enjoyed it too. And hopefully we can bring what we've learned from team building and battling to apply it to next week, where we're facing Heather, Luna Lionessi. She's the coach of the Edinburgh Miss City FC. She has a pretty terrifying draft involving Drapion she sniped from me, Mamoswine that I wanted, among other things, and a lot of scary stuff to prep for, so hopefully we can apply what we've learned and maybe do better next week, perhaps. We'll see. It's going to be a good game, I hope. So yeah, thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.